What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Wallet Monkey channel, where we give you all the credit intel you need to grow your wallet. Today, what I want to talk about is apparently Bread Financial, which was its own separate entity that allowed partial payments on bills, installment payments, and I think like a couple other things, right? So they're like an Affirm, buy now, pay later type service, and then obviously splitting bills. They have now merged with Comenity. So Comenity was a bank just like Synchrony, that I think they had like 91 or 98 different cards, and they offered store cards. So there's really only two big players in the store card space, and it's Synchrony and Comenity. Now they have now, it looks like, merged with Bread. So it's Comenity, Bread, or maybe Bread is Alliance data, I'm not sure, or Alliance is a third piece of the pie now. But it's interesting, so a whole new site. You can still go look up your cards if you need to, and you're still accessing it through the same domain, which is c.comenity.net, I think, and then / whatever store it is. But I'm going through the homepage here, and I'm finding a few things that I like, so I wanted to share those with you. And I have very little data points at this point, very limited. If you've got data points, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Thank you so much. So the Bread Cashback American Express 2% card. This looks pretty interesting. So I dug into this. Okay, this does redirect you. There's a pop-up, I thought, on some of this. Okay, yep, okay, we're gonna get redirected now. All right, so this is good. Let's look through this. Earn 2% cash back, unlimited, but let's see now. We gotta go all the way to the bottom. What is number 2? Certain terms and conditions apply, exclusions. Check out American Express for more details. I just wanna make sure that it's not gonna be restricted in some sort of way. But it looks like, yeah, I mean, it should be 2% on most of your purchases. It says unlimited with no rewards, caps, opt-in, or categories to manage. So there you go. 2%, you get your traditional ID, theft insurance, etc., etc. I think they're like trying to merge in a lot of the benefits that you usually get with Amex into this card. This looks like a really good card, like especially if you compare this to other American Express co-brands. There's some really bad ones. Like I don't even know why they put their name on some of them. Really, really bad. So especially the subprime cards, right? Like Credit One comes to mind. So this actually looks pretty good. I mean, Comenity, I think they're so-so. They've been around for a long time. They seem to be pretty good actors, you know, in the space. They don't do too much crazy stuff, and they're not really predatory, right, in that sense. So I think they're okay, right? Okay, tipping on maybe good. No annual fees, no foreign transaction fees. There was like this little pop-up. Oh, there it is. What was the other thing? So no foreign transaction fees, no annual fees, right? Looks good. Here's everything else that we read. 2% card looks pretty good. I'd love to hear some data points. Here's what the application looks like. Don't let this fool you. A lot of times when you see just the last 4 of the social security number, you're thinking, they're gonna soft pull. I would tend to agree with you. I just know for a fact that Comenity, sometimes, even though you just put the last 4, will hard pull you. Like I've seen it before. I've seen it happen for some really bad cards, like really bad store cards. And so it's kind of yuck. And Comenity pulls Experian. So like that is not one that I want to waste figuring this out. So maybe there's some other data points out there, I'm not sure. But the other thing that I looked at and came across, let's check this out. If we scroll down just a little bit more, what do we see here? Well, maybe we'll see it. There it is. We see high yield savings accounts. 1.15% APY with minimum of $100. Now, usually to get this APY, it'd be like a 5,000, 10,000 is what I'm expecting, right? I clicked over and it takes you to this page. It would turn out that they've got a few different tools here. So let's look at these one by one. Which one do I have here? Okay, that's certificate of deposit. So let's look at this one. It turns out that it's just $100 and you'll start getting 1% APY, which is insane compared to like literally what everyone else is offering right now. Most people are not offering very high rates at all. I mean, I think the standard is 0.10%. You know, super high right now is like 0.75% is like absolute insanity. So the only thing it says here is number 2 here. And if we go down and read it, it just says that, look, the rates change at any time without notice. So it's like, I don't know, are you gonna actually get that over a 12-month period? I'm not sure, but looks good, right? And then for a CD, you have to come in with a minimum of $1,500 in a single transaction. But we'll talk about the CDs in just a second. But this looks pretty good. Accrued and compounded daily, credited and posted monthly, no hidden fees, free monthly maintenance, free ACH transfers, online statements, free incoming wire transfers, which I hope so, geez. Unlimited deposits via check capture or ACH, $25 per outgoing wire transfer, yuck. $15 per official check request, $5 per paper statement request. So that is the high yield savings account. Again, the rate looks pretty good. These CDs also look pretty good too. 2% on a 1 year. That's not that bad to lock up funds for that long. $1,500 minimum. FDIC insured, just like the high yield savings account is. Max deposit is $1 million per account and $10 million per customer. Same thing, no hidden fees. Looks like the same fees going in and out there. 0 going in, 25 coming out. Accrued and compounded daily, same thing, right? So anyways, It looks like they're kind of expanding out, and we saw this recently with Synchrony as well. I shot a video within the last 6 months, and they're starting to bridge out, and they're starting to kind of take all their consolidated data, starting to make category cards, starting to do interesting things like that. So I like this. I mean, you got to assume that these guys now working with almost 100 institutions on this front, Comenity's got to be sitting on a ton of data. And so it'd be in their best interest to start to, put that data together and create new things based off of that, right? Now, let's talk about probably the most important thing, which is internal score pieces. I have no clue if they're using internal score data points or not. I make this statement pretty often, but I think it's safe to assume that most are doing this internally to some degree. They're tracking transactions, they're tracking positive, negative accounts, late payments, all that stuff at a basic level. I think they'd be tracking that. And then obviously what you're sitting at balance-wise. Even though none of them except Navy Fed publicly announces this or lets you know this, you have to assume that they're gonna use any means they can to tighten up and just make sure that they're getting the most qualified person for what they think they should be lending to, right? And extending credit out to, et cetera, et cetera. So they are going to keep a close eye on that, I feel like. So it makes sense that they started to, map this data together. And I think it's interesting that these two have teamed up or merged or whatever just happened here is because, split pay customers is going to be a whole new customer base than probably what they've already got. So the data that they're going to get between that and the installment payments and things like that is probably pretty interesting. So let's see what they come up with out of this. But right out of the gates, it looks pretty good. I mean, an Amex co-brand is nothing to sneeze at. 2%, again, that's not bad for an everyday card, depending on where you're at with your credit profile. So if you've got more data points, though, please share below. I know this is kind of a newer rollout. It's a brand new website, brand new card. All of this is new, so I'm not sure how much data is out there yet. But if you've got experience doing this, let us know in the comments below. And if you want this video to get in front of more people, just click the like button. And that's it for now. So if you like personal finance, talking about credit cards, all the fun stuff we talk about on this channel, stick around. Hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, turn it to all, and be on the lookout. More videos coming soon. All right, see you.